Hello. Hello and welcome to a little look at some old code. I'll just move that out of the way, and we're going to look at, well, my game engine project that I've been working on for such a long time, and really not finished. Can open these. There we go. You can close the duct tape. Yeah, it's into the first here. Let's see here, side panel. You probably can go to let's see here, object.h. H, and then we move that. Come on. There we go. And let's see here. We can look at what this does actually. As we have the standard two-string method. It just prints the name of the object that is set in the object name. If you are used to GObject, this will look pretty similar. Many of the ideas are taken straight from GObject, but I have not. There is no. It's not a full copy of GObject, of course, because that would be plagiarism. But the ideas are taken from there. So we class initialize. This is called, if you look at documentation for it, class initialize does not allocate any memory, for instance. This is used for basically when you create your own instance of a class, or you create your own object. You initialize the object with this. You provide it with the object pointer, the class name, the name of the class, and a pointer to the the object name of the object or so. Object prototype or instance, or what you're going to call it. Then you put in a class, and the class is just a struct. Every class has a new func, two-string func, and all of that, and that is provided in the class initialize function here. It's pretty basic stuff. I don't have any fancy macros that GObject has, because that would be a hassle to maintain, basically. Dynamic array, I have no idea if this actually works. I haven't tested it. The game, this has to be rewritten, basically, to basically do this in JavaScript one day. Most of this has to be stripped out and re-implemented in JavaScript. A game loop, a game, yeah. Basically, some of it will have to stay the same. Some of it will have to be changed, but it's hard work, and I don't really understand it fully how it's going to work. Game button has to be re-implemented, because it's not a subclass of it's not a game object. It's not an object. It has to be re-implemented as an object. So game context, I don't remember why I have those. It has something to do with the it has to do with, I think game context was something I had thought of using when handling the interaction between the C code and the JavaScript code. I don't remember. I don't have any documentation either. That's the strangest part. Game. I usually, when I create a file, I usually type down what it's supposed to do. Not this time. Game object, the base type for all objects that show up in the game. So basically the same as the first stuff is basically the same as the base class for game objects. The first things here are basically the same as in the object over here. Let's see here. Oh yes, I should probably move. Yes, I should move the signal handling to the base object instead of having the game object, because I really need to understand how to do that, because I really have no clue. Because the way I implemented callback handling is really sucky. It basically is it's a distring, no. It's a distring, no. And for that I need a better way of looking up strings, and that will involve hashing and hash maps and all of that, and I don't really want to do that. Game object. C is a C code for it. First with it's oh yeah, I've commented out a lot of shit. Really don't need because that's done here now. And set visible, get visible. Yes, if it's visible to, if it's going to be rendered and all of that. That's also one of the reasons why I want to move callback handling to the object, to the base object class instead of the game object. Game utils, basically what it says on the box. It can create colors. And we have color, create color from RGB values, RGBA values. Game rect, same deal. And we have new versions of that. I should probably have one of that too, but I don't really know if we're going to use that actually. Print error, basically a fancy error message. Nothing fancy. Probably really stupid. But I want to have the options to use it. Let's see the parser. Yes, the parser. I haven't got this to work. That basically, before I even can continue with many of the things I have to do, I really need to make the parser work. And I just don't know how. Because the documentation for duct tape isn't really that good actually. So yeah. I can go through it here. There's some basic error handling, and go to error. Return null. I could probably make this more compact, but it will be less verbose, so I will not do that. Create heap, yes. I don't really know what to do. I have this settings loader function declaration, but I haven't implemented it. I basically do not know how to do that in a same way. Load settings, dump settings. Dump it somehow, and you can load it somehow. Load function data. Load data. Yeah. I think that's gonna work. I have no idea, as I said, because I haven't got the parser to work. Because I really need to add more functions to. I really need to have some way of hooking up the objects in a sane way. I think this is how you do it, but I don't know if it's really that way you do it. Linked list. Linked list, I think, actually works. Or did it? Let me see here. Tests. Dynamic array is the one that works. Yes, and the linked list is the one that didn't work for some reason. Let's see here. Linked list new. Take a free func. Of course, I take a free func because also, or else I can't really free it. I should probably have some way of creating one that uses this default, the default free func. You know, the one that's integrated into C. Was I doing that somewhere? Remove linked list, remove current. That's what it's pointing to, of course. Linked list head. Let's see here. Linked list.h. This should probably be hidden. Because that's no use for anyone, and that should also be hidden. If anyone has any ideas, more than welcome to post a comment on it. Let's see here. Game. There's a main menu, and yes, runs the main loop of nothing fancy. One more of those files that I have no idea why I created. Mouse pointer again has to be re-implemented. Using the game object. Utilities. I've basically only got one function there. That's interesting. But as you may know, it's better to have functions that are redundant than not. No, of course it isn't. Duct tape. I don't know if it's a new version of duct tape. You can hope it is. It's a lot of code. How many lines of code is it? 65,023 lines of code. I wonder what all this really is. Numbers. Strangeness. Yeah, that's basically an overview of the code in this project. None of this actually works. I can run, make run, and we will see a little window pop up, and sort of works, but again, most of this has to be re-implemented. So I don't know. If anyone has any ideas on how to make this, I really need to get the parser working, the JS parser, the EcmaScript parser, because I don't want to use the one that Mozilla is using anymore, because it doesn't provide any C bindings anymore. It's basically only C++ now. That sucks balls. But that's the way it is. And V6, I don't really need V6 because that's a huge project. It's a huge fucking project to be using. And the same goes for JS Core and all of that. There's fucking millions of lines of code, and I really don't need the speed. So duct tape basically should function for a project like this, because I really only need to have the sequencing. So can you call functions and all of that from JavaScript, and it doesn't need the speed because the drawing, all of that is done in C, and only the game script is in EcmaScript. So yeah, if anyone has any ideas on how to get duct tape working, leave a comment. Also, linked list, that should probably need re-implementing somehow. I should probably include some bloody I have documentation for this. Anyways, yes, specs. Yes, I'm also working on a code gen for resources. So that when it's going to generate basically files. So it's going to generate a H file and a C file, and it's going to do basically all the work on loading and loading data from basic static C strings. So yes, but that is probably one of those things that I really have to do last, but I've started on it, so I know what I have to do. As you can see, make res. This is actually going to be MIT license, I think. It doesn't. Yes, it's probably not going to have any encryption. Can't encrypt files or stuff like that. You can do in other resource management generation thingies that are used. So people can extract data, but it shouldn't be that hard to basically encipher and decipher. So here I've gotten basically the basics working, so I can check that it actually reads the files correctly, and it does actually do that. So yeah, if anyone has any questions about this or want to help, because this is going to be a basically my intention with this game engine is basically have a basically something like Ren'Py or something like that, but written in C and using JavaScript as a scripting language, and with resource handling a la G resources. Anyways, thanks for watching this strange, absolutely mental code overview. And also, if someone knows what is this, automate, that would be nice, because I have read those bloody documentation files a billion times and I can't make heads or tails of it. So anyway, thanks for watching. My name is Gigo Saren, and happy coding.